Welcome back, guys. This is part 2 of putting the engine back in my girl's Chrysler. I kind of lied in my first video. I said I was going to make another a part 2 about putting the engine together. Kind of had some issues with it, had to source some parts, so I ended up just throwing it together, getting it all done. Typical stuff: gaskets, head bolts. I ended up having to put a new set of heads on it, timing chain, oil pump, you name it, a bunch of sensors. So now that that's all refreshed, yeah, we're gonna get started on putting it back in so we can go rip this thing around. Stay tuned. So here's a look at the new motor, all refreshed, water pump. Got the intakes taped up right now, but we had some issues with this motor. Had a chewed up head, I'm guessing from previous, the previous rebuild. I think it was this cylinder on the driver's side was all tore up, and that'd be cylinder 5. So ended up having to find some heads. These were already hot tanked and everything, so they were pretty much ready to rock and roll. Throw those on, and now we're gonna get ready to put it in the car. A little pro tip for you guys: the best way to get quality work done on any vehicle is to start off with a nice cold water. Makes things go a little bit smoother, and you don't start realizing what gets messed up as you put the motor in.
That's cute. I remember when I had my first beer.
So I'm going to drink some of this water and stand here for a minute, kind of contemplate the way I do this, and then start putting this damn thing in. You guys just missed that, but I just dug the corner of the oil pan right into the grill. But we're going to ignore that because, yeah, I don't really care that much. Sucks, but oops.
Bubbles, come on, get over it, all right? It's not a big deal.
I don't know what happened from last time. My cherry picker doesn't want to go high enough right now. So I'm going to have to just kind of finagle in. Because I'm already here. And I'm not dropping this thing back down. I might end up having to, actually. Alright, now that we have the engine facing the wrong way, we can put it in.
You did what you had to do.
Stop it. Just work with me here, please. I only got patience for a little bit of this. This whole night can't be going like that. I've got time for it. Just kicking my expensive tools around on the ground, no worries. Why does that look like that? Did I put this together right? Ooh, the whole cherry picker flexes when I do that. Let's not do that. How about that? Installing unit. Beep. Oh no. I lost control of my. We're getting hitting on now. Oh my. I'm going to go back just a little bit. There we go. And I need to go over, clear those AC lines I was fighting the first time. But maybe if I do it like that. It would be really nice if I had some assistance doing that, but it's all good. It is all good. Problem is I jack this up with the valve facing the wrong way, so it's really hard to let this thing down and control it. Stop. running into some issues now. taking out electrical components left and right.
Everybody here is very proud of you.
I really need somebody running this jack. Make sure we're not already tearing stuff up on that side. Yeah. Get that out of the way before we crush it. I don't even know what this is, but probably isn't that important. Yeah, we're just gonna keep going down. Mainly worried about these AC lines because I really don't want to put Freon in this again. Down. 1. Down. 2. Oh, plastic chunks flying everywhere. Something's going on. Just, you know, honestly, I think that might be the fuel pressure regulator. You might not want to crush that. Right. It's tilting all and it's stuck on something. What are we stuck here? Oh, I'll do that now. Just need to get down far enough to get past those AC lines on this side, and then I can bring it over. Going down. 2. I hear a bunch of noises. Not sure if they're happy or bad noises yet. Oh, they're not great noises. We're slowly inching past. What is even that? Zip ties. It's probably what was holding my cherry picker together. Come on now. Just get past this stuff. Just to double check. Yep, we're good. And more crunching noises. I don't know what is going on, but it doesn't sound good. Just go in your home, please. Forward your mortgage. There's something on the backside holding us up. It is slowly tilting the motor. I'm really sure it's whatever this is. Just hang it up on the O2 sensor now. Oh no, don't do that. The hood needs to stay in service mode. Oh, I think I see what the problem is. The flex plate has decided to put itself on top of the transmission. But I'm not down far enough to pull forward anymore. Really don't want to break that connector off, but we're going to just hope for the best. You know what it is? It's this exhaust stud on this side. It's stopping me right now. It's a good thing I don't want to change that, or I'd just give her a wallop with the old.
Why are you the way that you are?
Gone. Good Lord. Where's that now? Well, that's good. The entire main wiring harness is right under the manifold, so if I screw this up, yeah, we might not have a vehicular device to be driving anymore. Just give up on the whole project. Yeah, it's that bracket that's what's screwing me. So this is what I'm fighting. This motor mount's hanging up on all these AC lines. And then the stud on the exhaust right there is hitting that chunk of AC line. So pull the motor mount off and hopefully we can, you know, just enough to get off the wiring harness on that side that we're trying to destroy currently. And then put that back on once I get it down far enough. Mega Persuader engage. Oh yeah, she's Gucci. Just don't understand what we're fighting. Don't get it. Oh, that's what it is. Sitting on top of the AC compressor. Look at that. AC's still fighting me. Down we go. Oh, my bad. I did not want to go that fast.
I feel the need for speed. Ow!
I don't know what is going on that side, but it sounds like... Well, come on now. You should be looking in here and tell me what's going on. Buddy. Crunch, crunch. Down we go. Slowly but surely. Don't call me Shirley.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
They really crammed this engine in here. Really didn't give you a whole lot of room to do nothing. Well, now we're hooked on brake lines, huh? Really? Yeah. You know, those exhaust studs are really starting to irritate me about right now. What I need? Water brake. I don't know why I do this. Sometimes I just don't get it.
The teacher wants you to go slow, and she's wrong, because it's the fastest who gets paid, and it's the fastest who gets laid. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Scared the bejesus out of me. Just thought about getting guillotined by the hood, apparently. Yeah, let's not do that. I mean, the cherry picker would have stopped it, but still. Alright? That's much stressful stuff in here right now. I really don't like how close the valve cover is to all these electrical transfer devices things that do tons of things I don't know what about. But I think we're just going to keep going down and hope for the best. Because that's all I can really do at this moment. Got it in it now. No going back. I hear more crunching. Must be progress. Oh, there she goes. Hurt, but yeah. Man, that motor mount is going to be a joy to get to. Well, let's see what we're looking like with the transmission. We even close? Oh, we're getting there. I mean, we're in the same county, but not in the same city yet. Possibly. I also try to be smart and hook the electrical up outside. I think that's really going to bite me here in a little bit. I think it's going to. Yep. Let's get up on in here. Stay there, hood. Oh no. That little stupid mid-plate thing fell down. Put my hand in there and try to get this back up. Oh! I told you that hood was gonna get me. Counterattack. Engaged. Well, because I bagged and tagged all these, I actually kind of know which bolts go where. Maybe. I don't really know. Kind of just guessing at this point. It's only been a bajillion days since I took this apart. Oh boy. Shoot the gap. Come on. Insert human to rotate motor. Why is that not doing the thing? You know, this mid-plate is really starting to just, tickle my fancy right now. I'm just getting super in love with it. Come on. There we go. Okay, stay there. Stay there and let me install. This little mid-plate thing's gonna be the end of me. I can already see it now. I'm gonna get mad, throw it across the shop, and that's pretty much gonna be the end of it. I don't even understand what it's for. I really don't. It's not a spacer. It's literally just, I don't even know. No clue what is going on right now. I'm about ready to just get rid of it. There we go. We go way down. Way down. And we see what happens. Nothing good, obviously. Now we need to go down on the transmission. You can see that now. What would have been really easy is to just pull the 4 bolts out of the transmission cross member and just drop the transmission out, put the engine in, and put it back together. But I'm going to do this the hard way. Attempt to line all 400 of these pieces together in the air. We're back to this damn bracket thing. No, never mind. It went back on. We're getting so close. I just don't understand what is happening right now. The hell was that? A dying cow? You know, honestly, what I think I'm fighting is the fact that I took that motor mount off. Now the engine's crooked. What? Let's attempt to put that back on real quick. You guys obviously didn't see it, but that took me over an hour just to hook up that motor mount again. So, yeah. We're back to square 2 or 4, whatever we're at now, I forgot. It's really late at night. Kind of getting over this right now. But can't leave it dangle doing the thing. So I have to, at least.
Report back to me when, I don't know, when it makes sense.
Look at that. I got one bolt started. That's a start. Would you look at that? See that? She just sunk right down in there. It's amazing what happens when you get stuff that's lined up. Alright, now that I got that one and that one kind of snugged up. They're not crazy tight, but they're nice and snug. Suck the transmission and the engine together. We can set this thing down all the way now. And hopefully it's around the spot it should be. We'll see. But we can just set her on down. Just like that. She is set in place. Now, of course, I'm going to have to mess with the side to side and all that jazz to get the actual motor mounts themselves, the shafts or the bolts through them, and the bolts through the frame. But as far as this, it's pretty close. Pretty close. I'm gonna have to reach down all the way down in there. See that hole right there? Put those two motor mount bolts in. Same thing on that side. We're gonna have to lift the engine up and shimmy it back and forth, do the whole, and put those bolts in. Once they're anchored in, we start putting all the bell housing bolts in, and should be pretty much locked in. Then it's just hooking everything back up. So camera died, so I just went around, put all the bell housing bolts in, tighten the exhaust up, threw the starter back in it, torque converter bolts, kind of, you know, just everything underneath the car. Lowered the car back down. Now we can start assembling all of this to hopefully hear this thing run today. So what we're going to do is pull these pieces of paper stuck in here to hopefully drop less, you know, contaminants down in there. Throw these spark plugs in, coil packs, and then we'll start on hooking all the coolant lines back up, hooking the grounds back up, front accessories and the intake, and it should be pretty close. So we got some Championes. I don't know, they were the cheapest thing that O'Reilly's had. I don't really care at this point. I just need it to run. I got. See if we can even get these in there. It's going to be interesting. Oh, look at that. It threads right in there. Make sure you torque all your spark plugs to 500 foot-pounds. That way it ensures that they don't ever come out. Especially if you have aluminum heads. Don't worry about it. For some reason, Chrysler thought it was a good idea to put 2 spark plugs per every cylinder. I don't know why they decided to do that. It makes it real cheap to put plugs in it. Good to go. Alright, now all those are torque weighted. Throw the coil packs in. I'm actually going to turn this over, I'm just curious. Oh my, how much compression she got. Oh yeah. She got some compression, boy. Be ready to rock and roll. Boop. Get that installed. Probably put the AC compressor on. We'll get to that. That all flops like that. Yep. That sticks over there. Alright, coil packs. Yeah. Oh yeah. Not really sure. These are kind of hard to tell if they're seated or not. we're gonna just put them in over the best. Like I said, you only really need one spark plug, so as long as one of them seats, we'll be alright. Come on, baby. Installed. This right here is why you tape up your intake, because my luck is I dropped this bolt right down the intake. And then, yeah, you just fire it up and hope it shoots out the exhaust.
Yeah, don't do that, okay?
It won't. It'll just bang around in the cylinder in there, and then I'd be back to square one. Out a lot of money and a lot of time. We're not going to do that. So, new kit didn't come with new O-rings for these, so I just double stacked a set of hydraulic rings that I had. And we're going to hope for the best. Hopefully nothing leaks. Oh great, does that go into that? It does. Great. One of these dealy bobs. Oh yeah, look at that. Bypass. Alright, those are in. Just gotta tighten them down. The stool is short. A little bit of vertical challenge going on.
They're filming something. They're filming midgets. Right.
So now that's hooked up. Throw the coolant lines on. I need to go get the clamps for those actually. We're actually gonna delete on the old style clamps. Put on some Harbor Freight jewelry. Because I don't want to ever have to fix these again if they start leaking. Alright, well that's good. Now we can start putting the front together. Get this bad boy hooked up in here. Man, this is very difficult. Come on, just start for me. Something's leaking. What in the... Just be real joy, I think. Man, those back ones are going to be interesting. Gonna be slow rolling with a wrench. I'll get back with you when I'm done putting this thing on. Alright, now that's all tightened up. Throw the old PS pump on here. Hopefully it still works since it was cooked in the last engine. But if not, I got another one. But we're gonna try to reusable this one for now. Because it's one less thing I gotta change right now. Alright, that's all in. Now, waiting for the rear or the lower radiator hose to show up. And then we throw that on. But in the meantime, I'm going to throw these tensioner and pulley on, get the belt on it, then we can start hooking up the cooling lines, the ones that we can put in right now. Alright, now I got all of this stuff kind of buttoned up. This hose is kind of just hanging on here right now until I get the air mover thingamabobbers in there. And waiting for my wife to come home and bring me the lower radiator hose. I got to put that on first before I put those fans back in. So while we're waiting for that, oh, that's awesome. broke off my brand new temp sensor. Well, I have to put the old one back in it. That's great. Anyways, we're gonna vacuum this real quick, pull the tape, and start getting ready to put the intake on. Alright, just change the gaskets, pop this bad boy on here. I'm gonna snug down all the intake bolts. I'm going through and torque them. It'll be alright. These aren't really too bad on torque. Why is that fuel line kept up? Oh, they broke it off, that's why. Never mind. Just get this seat here. Alright. Got the purple juice. 520 is what this car recommends, and we got the new dipstick since I destroyed the other one. So we're gonna fill this puppy up. Got to put the battery in it, put coolant in it. That's gonna make a mess. And then we'll be pretty much ready to fire. So had a good change so I didn't get grease and oil over the inside of this car. But we got air cleaner in for our accessories are in. Radiator hoses are in. Just dropped a new battery in it. Everything should be hooked up. Fingers crossed. Got some orange juice here. The only good flavor. Gonna fill this baby up full of coolant. And then, well, making a mess already. I'm gonna fire it up and let it do its heat cycle at the thermostat open. Bleed the system out. And then, yeah, hopefully it runs. So I started pouring, I usually use concentrate, you know, gallon of antifreeze gallon of water. So I started pouring it in there and it's not sucking any down. So what I did is I pulled the upper radiator hose off, Jesus, and then just pre-filled the radiator to hopefully kind of get some coolant into it right away. I don't want to let it run for too long without it doing its circulating thing. So I guess we'll turn the key and see what it does. It's either going to fire up or not. So if my math is correct, there's a 60% chance that it works every time. So yeah, let's give it a shot. Cycle the key a couple times to get some gas up here. Fire in the hole. Check that oil level real quick. Man, she got some LED headlights. Look at that. Man, didn't even have to change that. Kind of feel rich already. Just want to double check that she's got enough oil. Yeah, she's a little low, but I don't have any more, so we're gonna have to just run it. Turn the hole.
This is friggin' awesome. Are you looking at this shit? This is beautiful.
I just shut her down because it smelled like it was getting hot. Trying to figure out why it's not wanting to start cooling down yet. It's kind of odd. There's a little valve train clatter on this side I'm not super thrilled with, but what can you do, right? Sounds pretty healthy though. So I'm going to try to figure out this coolant situation here. And then the thing with Chryslers is they don't come with a dipstick, so I'm still waiting on one in the mail. Because I want to change the fluid, the filter and all that in this transmission before we really dry it. I already put a new front seal on it, some other stuff while I had the engine out. So I'm kind of waiting on that before I really drive it down the road. But yeah, it runs now. Hell yeah. Damn. Easy money. Not really. This was a pain. But yeah. Alright, figured out the bleeding issue thanks to Google. This little port right here, you probably can't see it. This little port right here, you got to pull this out when you fill that reservoir over there with coolant, because this is what actually lets the air out apparently. So it's not like GM where you can just leave the cap off and burp it that way. You actually have to pull this out. So pulled that out, got coolant coming out of it, put it back in. Now I'm going to run it for a little bit longer and let it kind of circulate and do its thing. Get a first row through the gears. Make sure everything works in the old magical transmission. So it's kind of let her warm up, do its thing, making sure everything shifts through the gears the way it should be. It seems to be shifting fine right now. I already changed the transmission fluid and everything in it. Sounds like we got a strut that's loose. Let's see what she's got for cojones. Shabby. She gets up in buggies. It's not as slow as I figured it would be. Don't smell anything burning. Put the windows down a bit and get the exhaust clip. Nice tone to it, but it's not just obnoxious loud. I put Magnapack mufflers on it and deleted the rear resonators off, so it's got a pretty good sound to it, but it's not obnoxious loud. Car drives really straight. Pretty happy with it overall, so I think it's going to be a good car. Thank you guys for watching. It's I think going to be kind of the end of it. You know, this car is kind of done for now. I'm not going to be. I got to do some exterior stuff, but no more maintenance, I don't think. So just going to call it on this one. So thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. If you made it this far, like, subscribe. If you enjoyed watching this somehow, I got a couple more builds coming up. It'll be pretty big ones. I got a Jeep that we're going to be doing, so yeah, stay tuned.